Houston, we have a problem. Earlier this month, I went down this rabbit hole because I got into my head that I wanted to learn how to make wax seal stamps. You know, the old school kind. So next thing I know, the algorithm is flooding my feed with wax seal stamping. It's also flooding my feed with wax seal stamp head engraving, but all of the stamp heads that are being engraved, or at least all the ones that I immediately went to Amazon to find so I could make my own, were engraving brass. The problem is that most brass contains lead. And I don't know about you, but for me, the safe level of lead is 0. Just ask Google or ChatGPT. Most brass alloys do contain a small amount of lead. It's added to make the metal machine more smoothly. So you'll see many brasses labeled as free machining brass with anywhere from about 1 to 3% lead. That said, not all brasses have lead. There are lead-free or low-lead brasses made for plumbing and food-safe applications, but you normally have to buy those intentionally because standard hardware store brass isn't lead-free by default. If you need it for engraving, the biggest thing to keep in mind is the same safety concern as before. Anything with lead becomes a hard no for laser use because of the fumes and the particulates. If you're unsure what alloy you have, I'd treat it as containing lead unless the supplier explicitly says otherwise. Well, all of the listings that I was looking at to purchase my own stamp heads, none of them explicitly said that it was lead-free. And I don't know about you, but I really am not interested in hunting down manufacturers to find this out. So I had to figure out a different way. Now, I do have a fiber laser, and I was able to successfully find, alternatives that I felt safe using in my shop to achieve my goal. But the more I thought about it, I wondered, well, what if you don't have a fiber laser? What if you only have a CO₂ and you still want to do this? What are your options? Which then led me down another rabbit hole. Well, my friends, I am happy to report that I have done all of the aches and pains for you to try and figure this option out. I know you were naturally thinking, well, what about acrylic? And the answer is no. I was not successful with acrylic. It kept getting stuck inside the acrylic. I couldn't pull the stamp off. It was just a disaster. So I had to find another way, and by golly, I think I have. So the reason I wanted to make this wax seal in the first place is because at Christmas time in the laser industry, one of the most popular, there are a lot of ornaments that sell really well during the season, and I see them every year because they move well no matter what. And one of those are those letters to Santa ornaments. It's like a little envelope, and it's like you're sending your letter to Santa. And so I thought to myself, well, what about joy to the world, the fact that the good news has been delivered. I haven't seen any ornaments that kind of celebrate, the reason for Christmas. So my team and we came up with this adorable little ornament here. And the more I thought about it, that's why I wanted to make a real wax seal, because a lot of them have, and I did make that option here too, they have a wooden version, or you might cut it on acrylic and make it red, but I wanted to make it more authentic, and that's kind of how I ended up going down this rabbit hole to make this ornament. So I landed on using Delrin. It's not very common, and you probably have never heard of it unless you have made stamps for leather. Otherwise, it's not something that's commonly used. However, it works great for making stamps, and it releases wax way better than acrylic does, so I have learned. Now, it is a little temperamental. It's not ideal. I will say that working with metal for wax seals was definitely easier. However, I have learned through trial and error a couple of tips that makes it doable, and I'm excited to share them with you. So are you ready? Let's go. All right, now I'm going to cut and engrave Delrin. This is the stuff that has worked best other than metal. Metal is the best option, but this I was able to get to work. It is temperamental with wax seals, but I'm going to teach you, or I'm going to share with you what I learned to make it work, okay? I originally bought it off of Amazon. You can see right here, it's actually from buyplastic.com. It's a 1/4 inch. I'm cutting this on a 30-watt RF tube, so I do have to do 2 passes. And I want a deep enough engrave that it'll show, but I don't want it too deep that my stamp will get stuck on the wax. That's the thing about the Delrin. You have to time it just right. You can't just leave it on the wax, and I'll show you what I mean. Whereas with metal, I can leave it on and take it off anytime and not have an issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this. I don't need to worry about flashback or anything. Nobody's gonna see the other side of this. I'm gonna get it into focus, run my job, and talk to you a little bit more about how to work with this. Now, this is what is commonly used for creating stamps for leather work, but we're using it for a different purpose today. And now the next step is to clean off all of that debris as best as I can. Okay, we're in my shop bathroom, so just ignore all the sounds and the poor lighting. I'm just gonna take some soap and my little Yoshi kid toothbrush here and scrub as best as I can to clean it out. Alright, next step is to make sure it's dried out completely. So I'm going to use a paper towel, I'm going to dry it off, and I'm going to let it set for a little bit before I put it in the freezer to make it cold. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my Delrin to the bottom of my stamp here. And I have tried super glue, but I didn't stand it when I did that. So I'm going to make sure that I stand the bottom here really well. Clean it off, and actually this time I'm going to use E6000. Now, I have experimented with just doing Velcro because then it's even more affordable to interchange. However, I have found that this works best only with metal stamps because the Delrin sometimes gets stuck and then I end up peeling off, you know, the stamp and not the whole thing. So Velcro works well with my copper stamp method. Okay, but this we're going to try gluing it because it keeps coming off of my Velcro and I'm tired of that. I want it to stay put. Now, I'm also going to pay attention to, I marked it, right? And I want to put the top of my stamp to match up and line up with the top of my marker. This way when I go to stamp things, I know what side is the top and what side is the bottom. So I'm just going to clamp this and let it dry, and then we can move on to the fun part, and that is making our wax stamps once it's nice and dry. Okay, I'm going to cut this ornament on 1/8 of an inch maple. This is true flat from Maker Flow, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it up off the bed just a little bit. I have these super strong magnets that I cover with duct tape to raise it up off the bed to avoid flashback because this is finished, right? If there's flashback, I can't sand it off. So I'm going to make sure that I raise it up off the bed a little bit. And actually, I think I'm going to come down here just like that. Okay, so I need to go ahead and get it into focus. And now that I have it raised, I'm going to look for where I have a magnet so that way it doesn't press down the wood and it gets accurately into focus where I need it. Perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and run the job. So now what I love about True Flat is we can just wipe it off. There's no sanding needed, so I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, so this should be dry. That feels pretty snug. Okay, and now is the most important part, and that is putting your Delrin on ice. I have found that the stamps don't come out nearly as good. Sometimes it gets stuck. It just doesn't cooperate as well if it's room temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on top of an ice pack. I have found that I prefer the ice pack over just putting it on ice because when you remove it from the ice, sometimes it's a little wet and then you have to bother drying it before you put it on the stamp, and then there's like condensation and all this weird stuff can happen. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on an ice pack. You can see I have a couple of others in here cooling down, so I'm going to let that get nice and cold. All right, so here I have my ornament, and I have made it, I'm providing it in two different versions. I have the engraved version, I have the scored version. I know some of you prefer to score, some of you prefer to engrave. This is typical of the kind of things you get in Mom's File Club, by the way, and it also comes typically in color as well. So all I'm going to do is take... I like to use Dawn Power Wash. Soap and water works just fine, and I'm just going to clean it off. Okay, so I only had one sheet of this left. So instead of adding double-sided adhesive to the back, I decided I would add it after. So I've just got a little piece here. And you can glue it. You're welcome to do it however you want. This is just how I went for it. Squeegee it down. Okay. Glue that. I'm going to feel the edges with my fingers. Make sure it's on there nice and flush. There we go. Great. So one thing you can do is make the seals before they actually go on the item. So I've got some wax paper here. I'm going to tape it down because believe it or not, the wax, it's very light and it will mold even to the bend of the paper. So I'm just going to tape this down and make it as flat as I can before I start making my seals. Just like that. See, this is even coming up a little bit, and if I make a wax seal around here, it might bend up. So I'm just gonna do it on all four sides. Perfect. You can, originally my idea was to put the wax seal right on the ornament, and let me tell you, it really does stick on there really well, okay? But it can, melt over, which actually kind of looks pretty cool, but I wanted to make them, my OCD wants them perfectly flat, so we're gonna do that. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is, oddly enough, I bought a special glue gun just for, making wax seals, but it's not the right temperature. It's too hot. And when it's too hot, you're going to get inconsistencies in your wax like you see here. And, oh gosh, I have so many places where it went wrong. You see those lines? See that? We don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off for just a few seconds. And while it cools down, I'm going to get my stamp out of the freezer. All right, I don't have any condensation or anything like that. I'm just going to give it a good wipe right there. All right. And now we're going to do our best to stay still and not move the wax too much, because believe it or not, if you keep pulling over it, that can also affect, those lines. So here we go. I've got my marker here. Here we go. Now I'm just going to let it do its thing. All right, now it is cool, so I'm going to go ahead and peel it up. And we did it. There we go. Now, note to self, okay, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my gosh, I did all this for this tutorial and I did not remember to invert or reverse my image before engraving. So technically the baby's head is over here and I wanted it over here, but thankfully I get away with it in this image. So, there you go. Not too bad. Just remember to reverse your image before you engrave. Don't do like I did. All right. So let me show you some examples of where it went well. We've got a couple of these where I was testing it. Here you can see the wax was too hot and I got those ridges that I don't like. When I was first testing the Delrin, I did it on this Christmas tree, and you can see there's some black, I don't know if you can see, but there's definitely little black bits from the residue. So I'm going to try and, I don't know if you could see that, but you want to make sure that you clean it really well, just like I showed you earlier. Otherwise that's going to happen. See, I've got Delrin there. I did my logo on this one. Also, it's flipped backwards. But with this one, it was also too hot because see how it was boiling and I got these like bubbles. So there you go, guys. Here are some options on how to work with wax seals. Again, you can put it right on the ornament, or you can use these little stickers that are really, you know, easy. They don't hold as well as when you do it right on the wood. That I have noticed that they can come off, but if you're doing it on paper to, I don't know, close an envelope or something, they work well. Now I can add my ribbon and my ornament is done. Now I did also put together a printed version for those of you that, you know, do sublimation or UV printing. And then I haven't glued this one together, but like I showed you earlier, you also get a scored version for those of you that prefer scoring. So all the options and all the fun. Well, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something new and you enjoyed the process with me. As I shared, you can get the file in 3 different formats, okay? You can have it in the engraved format, you can have it in the color format, and the scoreable format. What's your pleasure? We do it all here. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on all the awesomeness happening here at That Mom with a Laser Land. And with that, I'm wishing you a very Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate, and a most wonderful New Year. See you guys here soon over at That Mom with a Laser. Bye, guys.